what's been going on. It's a little tricky. I'm trying to look this way, so it looks like I'm looking at you. Basically, what's happened since I stopped wearing Moldavite for the past 7 months. So I stopped wearing at the top of the year in January, and right now it's July 15th, so it's the middle of July. And I was wearing it for 2 years straight. No, a year and a half. Exactly 1 year and a half. And I will say that I've noticed a big difference from not wearing it in comparison to when I did wear it. And yes, there has still been change in my life. I think right now, over the past few years, it was destined to be very transformative anyway. So a lot of shifts, a lot of changes. But I do think the Moldavite really supported me in those changes and in my personal transformation. Now that I stopped wearing it for the past 7 months, I will say change is still happening. So transformation is still there. But it's not as extreme, if that makes sense, okay? So, for example, when I was wearing Moldavite, it was very rapid, intense, extreme, non-stop change. Like, I'm moving this month. Next month, I'm leaving the country. The month after that, I'm working on a huge project. So that was the energy. But on top of all those big things happening, there was all these other layers and aspects to my life where it was still intense, okay, in different capacities when I had Moldavite, which was good for me. I think it was really good for me. I think it really helped me, mold myself into this new person, because it's like I'm just constantly being adjusted, if you will, to understand. And so that's what it was like with Moldavite. Now that I stopped wearing it for the past 7 months, while there is still change, yes. Okay, so I have left the country within these past 7 months. I have moved to a different state within these past few months. So big things have happened, but it's more calm. And calm might not be the best word to put, but it's more mundane, which might not always be the best thing, especially for someone who is going through a transformative stage in their current point in life. Being stagnant, being still, being mundane, being very routine heavy, can almost stunt the growth of your process, in my opinion. So I have noticed some stagnation, and I don't really want to put that into the universe, but I'm just kind of observing. But at the same time, I am grateful for those moments of stillness, because they have allowed me to try to take a step back and reflect, okay? And so I'm not going to go into too much detail about this, but one example is when I left the country in March to go to Haiti for my initiation. I did not go through with that process for various reasons that I won't get into right now, because it's political and I don't want to go there. But what I did gain from that experience was really stepping into my power in a new way. And so I don't feel like I lost anything from that, but not being consumed with constant, extreme, intense change has allowed me to slow down and process a lot of these things. It's allowed me to process my 2 years that, I've been a born-again virgin for. It's allowed me to process mistakes I've made recently. It's allowed me to process ways to forgive and ways to integrate lessons from my trip in Peru when I was doing the ayahuasca dieta. So taking the time to step back and really reflect has actually allowed me to get more grounded in my being and really solidify the transformation that has happened during that year and a half of wearing Moldavite. And I will be honest, I am getting close to a point where I'm thinking about maybe putting it back on, not because of the stagnation, I don't even like that word, but more so because although I know my purpose in life and I'm working towards that and I'm building it and I'm building my business, which I'll try to remember to make a comment about that at the end of this video, because I tend to forget, or to promote it. But, while all that's going on, I still need direction at times. Okay, so yes, I know my purpose in life, but my path is not clear in the sense that it's not typical. Okay, I didn't sign up to be a doctor in this lifetime. Maybe a doctor in a different way, in healing modalities and with plant medicines and rituals and ceremonies and drum circles, etc., 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 but not in the traditional sense of being a doctor. So being a traditional doctor, you have a clear roadmap of what to do to become a doctor. You know, it's 8 years of school, then residency, then you're a doctor. Now, for my path as being a shaman, there's a whole wide universe. There's all this pressure to really come here and do what I came here to do in the best of my capacity for my highest good and the highest good of all. But at the same time, we're living in a fucked up world, okay? To be blatantly honest about it. And I'm trying to figure out my specific role in it. Now, I know what some of my roles are, so I do divination readings, and I'll just get to the promoting now. I'm doing a weekly soul church, okay? So it's not like a typical church. You can find this via my Instagram at Vanessa Soul XO. I'll leave the links below. You know, and it's really for a place for people to come together in equality and share what they might not normally feel comfortable talking about. So that way they can break those boundaries and walls that we put up in order to transform. So it's actually for the purpose of transformation, which is why I started Soul Church. But so that's just one of the things. The other thing is I do energy healing. I also on the side do spiritual coaching. So if you're wanting to increase your spiritual journey, let's say you're new to spirituality or you're just exploring and you want to deepen that path for yourself, I am really good at guiding that. I also do divination readings. I do mediumship readings. I do psychedelic advocacy, and I'm a motivational speaker. So while these things are somewhat, they're pretty clear, obviously I just stated them, being a Black POC, person of color, it is really challenging to be in the health and wellness industry. It is really challenging to be in the speaking industry. It is really, everything I just listed, for example, is really challenging as a Black woman. And not to like, you know, rant about all of my frustrations with that, you know, that whole aspect of being a Black femme in health and wellness, you know, but really just to be transparent and honest with y'all of what this is like and why I'm feeling the itch and the need to go back to wearing my Moldavite, because not to say that it brought clarity into my life, it brought extreme change, you know. And for someone like me who is needing to build at hopefully a quick escalating, you know, phase, because, and not to say I want it to happen overnight or to have everything happen quickly, but I've been building my brand, my business for 7 years now, since 2013. So I'm at the point in my life where I'm really trying to build financial stability, and I'm really trying to build something stable for myself, because I want to work in my purpose. I don't want to have to work for somebody else, and it's not in alignment with what I came here to do. Why do I think Moldavite will help with that? Because I think it will make such drastic things happen in my life, for example. And you can use this as an example in your life. You know, let's say you're wanting more clarity and more guidance and direction in your path. It can make big things happen around you to where you end up where you need to be sooner, if that makes sense. Okay, so more opportunities will open up, more doors will open up, because there's constant movement in your life. There's constant big things happening. But like I said, I have been really enjoying my downtime without it. You know, I've been enjoying the time to reflect. I've been journaling a lot, and really taking these past few months to take a step back and be like, wow, like how much did I just transform? It's been a lot, and a lot of really, really good healing things have happened in my life. You know, and I won't go too into that, and some of y'all know, if you've been following me in my journey, like all of the big pinnacles that have happened, and they're really shaping me into someone I haven't become yet. Like, I'm not her yet. I'm on this brink of cracking her open, and I don't know that I need Moldavite support right now. So what I'm doing with my baby is keeping it safe, charging it, making sure I keep it cleaned, and when the time is right, and I'll know when, because these things call at you. You'll know when Moldavite wants you to work with it, you know, and at what capacity, you'll know. So I'm just waiting for that time to happen before I start working with this precious meteorite. Tektite. Some of y'all be getting on me about that, so Tektite. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and let me know if you have any questions or share some of your experiences, especially if you've taken breaks, like extended amounts of breaks, and share what your experience was like after taking a big pause for like 6 months, a year, and if you went back to it, was it similar to the first time at all, or was it completely different now that you've, you know, morphed into something even different after working with this precious special tactite? Thanks for listening, y'all. Again, subscribe, like, I didn't say that earlier, but also follow me on Instagram. Through there, you can find all of my links. I have a few ebooks. I have a free ebook, okay, if you just sign up to my email list. And I'll definitely have some good stuff out for y'all. I promise. Thanks for listening.